So listen, the town of Norwich, Ontario has voted to ban pride flags and all other non-government flags, I don't know what that means, on city property. That's according to the councillor, behind this bylaw, flying anything that represents a particular group, organization, or ideology will only divide rather than unite. Gina, do you agree?
I don't agree. No, I say, fly that flag, right? I find this really troubling because from what I understand, a lot of pride flags were being taken down in the neighborhood and they were being vandalized. And so that to me says that it's not inclusive and that it's already divided. And so I don't think that that division lies within the people who want to hang the pride flag. I think it's within that community. And I don't think the actual problem's being addressed. I think it's asking the people who aren't allowed to fly their flag to be the ones to take the brunt of that and take the responsibility of that. And, and quite honestly, to keep it out of sight, like go back in the closet. And I find that's really troubling.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah, I wondered if I was trying to find like a way in which this could be actually a good, if indeed they were worried about businesses being targeted, if they were worried about something or the cost of the flags, if they took that money that they decided to not use and put it towards education in the community from the people who need it the most clearly to understand, to be more inclusive, then I wonder if we might have a better thing. Because right now what it reads like is like, no, we're just banning all these flags, we're gonna sweep it under the rug and we're gonna ignore the fact that we have a problem in our community. This past, or maybe it was the beginning of the pandemic or somewhere in there, my partner and I, we went traveling, we were cooped up, wanted to get out of the city, and I remember we went to a very small town in northern Ontario. And I happened to notice in this one community that we were driving through that every single window had a pride flag in it. And it was quite a long stretch, and Jason and I were going, this is interesting. I wasn't expecting this. So we happened to be at a cafe and we asked somebody, because it was such a small town, everyone knew immediately what we were talking about. And it had turned out that there was an incidence of homophobia. Somebody had been attacked. And so what did the community do? They gathered together, they galvanized together, and they did this gesture of outpouring of we are in solidarity.
That so much.
And I just hope, because there are still gay people in Norwich, surprise, and there are people who support you. So I hope that this community gathers together and does this kind of a silent protest.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, I think that to your point, that excuse about the vandalism, like we're protecting you by silencing you. We don't want the vandalism to occur anymore. So what we'll do is we'll just eliminate all the symbols that represent you. How that is a form of protection is really counterintuitive to me. But I also think that this whole plan misses the point that civic flags or government flags don't include a lot of people already.
Right.
Right. We talk a lot about what Canadian symbols mean for many people. And around the time of Canada Day, we've talked about what Canada Day is for people. And there has been conversation over the last couple of years about maybe not being as rah-rah maple leaf as we have been because of the people who've been marginalized, people who've been eradicated, the genocide that's happened on this land. And so when this, town is saying, hey, the government flag, so essentially the Canada flag is up, it should represent everyone, it's actually really insulting to the conversation that particularly Indigenous people have been having for so long. So I think your plan and this explanation, it has so many holes. You are opening yourself up to Norwich, all kinds of congratulations for making it onto the social and not looking great. I mean,
I totally agree. And in particular, it's not just the pride flag, it is the progress pride flag. It's sort of this evolution. And if you haven't seen it, it adds different colors in there. So you see it adds brown and black. So it includes black and brown stripes to represent marginalized LGBTQ communities of color. If you see there's also pink, light blue, and white, which are used on the transgender pride flag. So this is the most inclusive flag that you can imagine. And I also think that if this is supposed to be a symbol, to your point, of we want to unite rather than divide, well, then I really hope, Norwich, that you're not putting up any Christmas decorations around town because you know what? That's a Christian holiday.
You're right. Yeah.
So if you don't want to divide, if someone's not Christian, super offensive, Norwich, you better keep those Christmas lights off your trees this year. I'm just asking, like, you see how silly it sounds? So it's like, why are we trying to, when your erasure is to keep people happy, isn't it the whole point supposed to be bringing the most people in and as many people as you can include? And I do want to call out Norwich. I hate to be, on you today, but you did this, not us. It's not just about the flag. They've also decided to ban anything for Pride Month in June in the entire town. So this is not just about a flag.
It means that the people who vandalized the pride flag last year, doesn't it mean they won?
They're winning. Yeah. That's
I do want to
terrible.
say that Brandon on Facebook wrote to us and said, I'm a member of the LGBTQ plus community, but I kind of see where he's coming from. If pride flags can go up to support one community, what about other marginalized groups? I wouldn't want to see Canada Proud flags flying at the town hall. Brandon, thank you for writing, but let me just correct you. I don't think Canada Proud is a marginalized group.
No.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We've got lots more discussion and debates on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. Don't forget to click like and subscribe.